That was smoked. All right, welcome to Mike Torres Golf. We are back, and we're going to be testing out the Callaway iron, the Callaway Paradym, and very interested to see actually a lot on this. Callaway irons, I don't really play Callaway irons, but you know, from the initial makeup, looks pretty good, looks clean. The one thing I like about the club is it looks very clean. Tungsten insert in the back, towards the toe, which is interesting. I'm interested to see what my toey shots look like. I have a feeling this may go about 185, 190, which would not be a good club for me. But for me, I'm going to just make sense of it. Hit it on the toe, hit it on the heel a little bit, see how forgiving it is for the amateur average golfer, and give you kind of my best estimates. But before, right into the next section, we're going to look at the club, see what it looks like, close up, high def in the camera, and that's about it. Other than that, we'll be back. Stay tuned. All right, we got the Callaway Paradym Iron Standard. The thing's all right. Again, the color, not my forte. Could really care less, but let's look at the grooves here. The grooves itself, pretty good, pretty clean, pretty standard, I would say. Not really too different than anything we've seen. From an alignment standpoint of how thick it is, it's got a good, I like, for me, I kind of like how this is broken down, the tungsten, where the tungsten is. But in reality, I mean, I'm interested to see, and this is the base of it. Pull this out a little bit for you. And that's pretty much it. We're going to go and hit about 10 to 12 shots, and we're going to call it a day. That was smoked. Yep, it's about right. Yep, $181. Good. I caught that thin. Let's see what it does. I'm interested in the forgiveness. That's really good on the forgiveness. That was good. That was a good hit. We'll 175 carry. Caught that really well. Yep, that came off hot with a fade. So again, and that's really good. Look how forgiving that is. After testing it, very pleased. Is this going to be a club for me? Most likely not. For me, I think it's a little hot off the face. For me to be able to put a 7-iron out about $185, $190. For me, that's a little too much distance. For anybody that needs the improvement and they basically help, that can put up power and accuracy, this was very forgiving. Very forgiving. So let's go back to the house, make sense of the numbers, see who this is made for, and we'll go from there. Other than that. All right, welcome back. We are back at the house after testing the Callaway Paradym Irons. We hit the 7-iron. Good amount, just made sense of the data, so let's go right to the data. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. Going to be doing this for quite some time. Got to make sure that I've gotten a lot of comments to do certain club against club, and I feel like that's a good idea. Certain clubs I do want to do that, but I will catch up. I have to make sure. I had a little war wound on the finger, got a blister. But it happens. But let's go right to the data. The one thing that I noticed immediately is that the first 3 shots came out hot. The second 3 shots, I know for a fact I was trying to toe and heel these on purpose. I wanted to see this club for what it actually was, because it looked pretty good. Color-wise, I don't really care for the color scheme. But how it was built out, it was really good. So these shots all make sense. These shots are good, clean hits, solid. Smash factor was good. For me, let's go over the data. So consistency of club speed under 1. Made sure when I said that I like it more under 1. There's more consistency with ball speed. Some of them came off super hot. Like I was swinging at a good club speed, but I had one that came off at 128. Smash factor 144. That was a bullet. But the cool thing is the one underneath, the 89.8, 125.8. Consistently I was I was hitting these pretty damn hard. I mean, these were pretty impressive. The one thing I will say is that, carry distance, it was carrying for me 180 on a 7-iron. That's a long way. The one thing that I really liked were, except on this one, were the spin rates. The spin rates were pretty good. Usually a game improvement iron, when I start mis-hitting stuff off the heel and toe, they don't get really good spin, but even on this shot, like here, it was getting good back into the spin. But I want to show you the dispersion without those first. I was able to control this club really well. I think just off of feel, comfortability, hit, and then looking at address, everything was really comfortable. It didn't really matter. I mean, the dispersion was good, and then I put, even with the miss hits, I want to put these back in there, and then the dispersion here, it was still really good. Miss hits were forgiving. It really wasn't far off the center line. For me, I look at the dispersion for a 7-iron because a 7-iron is the most neutral club in the bag, but you should, if the degree is correct, obviously. But you should be able to put a 7-iron pretty remotely close to the line or what you're doing, a draw shape, fade shape. But I was able to do that with this club. We're going to go to my final thoughts on this club. What I thought, feel, everything. I want to make sure that, whoever the right viewer is for this, I want to make sure this is in their bag if it makes sense. And then, I'm going to go over pros, cons, and reasons why this should go in the bag and reasons why it should not. So when we come back, we'll go over that. But other than that, stay tuned. My final thoughts on the Callaway Paradym Irons 2023. So going through them and hitting them, they felt great. They truly did. For me, the 3 shots that I was going over, I was really trying, and even before I started logging some of the data, I was hitting before in the simulator, really towing it, really healing it, and it's a very forgiving club. The one thing I want to let you know that at address, it does not look like a game improvement iron. It looks more of like a player's iron, which to me, to the eye, that is really appealing to me. Now, the one thing I wasn't too sure what Callaway was trying to do, they note this as it's in all of their notes and all of their, it's more for a not really a game improvement. It's a game improvement iron. 100%, it's a game improvement iron. I want to make sure that is just notated now. It's a complete game improvement iron, and then for me it does, but it doesn't look like a game improvement iron. It's good on the eye. Definitely for, I would say, a mid to higher handicap player. You can use it as a low handicap, but it's just too powerful. It really wouldn't make sense. You're looking at, I would say, mid to high handicappers would definitely benefit from this club, especially on the miss hits, even on the swing path. I was doing it before. I will never put my crazy swings, but I was swinging it in different ways, and the maneuverability, even like big cuts and slices and big draws. It was still able to control. So if your swing is not exactly there, this may be a good thing to enhance your bag. And I think anybody that's I would say a mid to higher handicapper, you'll have a good experience with these just because the forgiveness. And the one thing that I will say is for the forgiveness on a game improvement iron with the spin rate, you can hit. I don't hit spinny shots, but I was still getting on a 7-iron 6,000 RPMs, which is really high for me. You could probably get high spinny shots with these if you play that shot. So that is it. Other than that, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Also hit the like. It helps me out. And also, I'm going to continue to do this. I'm also going to have a lot more videos putting up driver against driver, iron against iron, just to see what makes more sense to you, and you're not spending a fortune on clubs that don't make sense. That's really the goal here. It's having that honest conversation with you, solving that problem, giving you the solution to, hey, like, if you're going to spend this money, here are the reasons why, or here are the reasons why you shouldn't touch this club. You can try it out, obviously, always try out the club, but I just give you my personal, because I'm not sponsored. I'm just going to say it how it is, really don't care. And then, as always, my videos end. I keep it real.